Namaste everyone. Welcome to the 32nd session of Aparokshanubhuti. As usual, hand raising will be closed and chat I am leaving it open so that Prakash can come and post the links which he normally does it. Otherwise, the chat is not read by me while the class is going on. The class will be for about an hour, and after that hour, both chat and the hand raising will be open so that those who want to come up and ask clarifications or discuss about the topic which has been discussed can be done. And with that, let me start today's session. Namaste to everyone. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Śaṅkaram Loka Śaṅkaram Śaṅkaram Śaṅkaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutramāśya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmiti Murtibeda Vivākine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Aparokshanubhuti. श्रीहरिं परमानन्दम् उपदेष्टारमीश्वरम् व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्. The last class we were discussing verse number 90, which was talking about Prārabdha, which was referred in the teachings earlier. Utpanne api atma vijñāne prārabdham naiva munjati iti shruti iti shruyate shastre tan nirakriyate aduna. Tan nirakriyate, tasya nirakaranam means the rejection that there is something called prārabdha is being done now. Iti shastre shruyate. Even in the Vedas are talking about the prārabdha, etc. But that how does it to be taken, or how is it affecting our teaching? That is given in the first line. Utpanne api atma vijñāne prārabdham naiva munjati. Only when the atma vijñāna, the knowledge about one's true nature, that utpanne sati, when it happens, prārabdham naiva munjati. Then prārabdha can never be, prārabdha will, is atma vijñāna utpanne, then prārabdham will be considered as something which is non-existing. Now this is being referred in the verses number 91 and 92, which we will be 92 plus 93, which we will be doing today. Tattvajñānāt udayordhvam prārabdham naiva vidyate dehādīnām svastastu yatha swapne vibodhataha. Tattvajñānodayāt urdhvam. That is, urdhvam means after. After what? Tattvajñāna udayāt. Udayāt means arising or origination or, taking place. What is taking place? Tattvajñāna. Tattvajñāna means tattvam, the truth. The truth about our existence, our who we are and what the world is. All of them come under the term tattva. Then what happens is that prārabdham naiva vidyate. Once that is knowledge is become our reality, we know that is the truth, not what we experience, then prārabdham naiva vidyate. Then prārabdha is not there. Dehādīnām Sattvastu yada swapne vibodataha. Asatvad, dehadinam asatvad too. In the consequent non-existence of dehadi, this body in the phenomenal world is actually non-existent, mithya, or it is a experience of non-existent things, like the experience of a snake or experience of waves, water and rain, etc. They will appear to be existing, but the reality is that rain, the waves, etc. are nothing but water. Same way, asatva, the consequence of non-existence. Yatha swapnam vibodataha. Vibodataha means on waking up. Bodha means Vishesha Bodha. It is not talking about the Atma Bodha. It is the Vishesha Bodha, means of the waking. From the dream, when we wake up to our waking, whatever has happened to the dream and the dreamer and the dream world, the three of them, the subject, object and the experiences of the dream, they are considered as, or they are treated as non-existent by the waker. This Prārabdha which the Shruti or the Shastra is teaching is exactly the same. It is talking about the experiences of the waker, where, actions have consequences. Every action has got an equivalent reaction. So these reactions are the reason why we are going from birth to birth, is what the Shastra is teaching. Why does the Shastra teach such a thing when it is unreal? To get out of the ignorance of dependency on the body, we need to be told such a thing where that affects the body which we think is real. Listen carefully. Shastra is not telling a lie, but it is telling something for the ignorant person who is thinking the body is real. So when you think it is real, when it is to be negated, the negation can come only when the reality is diminished in value and purpose. When this body becomes less important or considered as a, expression of awareness, but in reality it is no substance in it. When to bring down this knowledge to us, the dependency on the body has to go. Whatever we do, the least, or not the least, the thing which is holding on by everyone in this experiential world is about the reality of the body, without any chance for confusion that whatever is being observed, whatever is seen is not the seer, not the known is not the knower. All these things have been taught, which includes our body. We know our body is what is being experienced by us. We can objectify our body. We can even categorize our body as an object, because the body has undergone change from childhood to now. And when sickness is having or the pain is having, we can even know that it is my finger which is having the pain, or my hand is which is having the pain, my back is which is having the pain. But when these things are happening, the identification with the body is so deep that we say, I am having a back pain. Actually, the back pain is for the body. You are knowing that the pain is in a spot in the body, that knower of the pain and the body where the pain is happening has to be separate. To that extent, we are able to logically, experientially come to the conclusion that the body is not me. But we cannot get out of the clutches of that. That is why here the shloka, Śaṅkaracharya is bringing that example of the dreamer. The dreamer, the dream world and the experiences of the dreamer, we are able to negate and say that they are unreal. When we are not in the waking state, we know that the waking state was not accessible, not available, similar to the dreamer and the dream world. But to negate that waking as unreal, as similar to that of dream, is not possible. Because we are in the waking when we are doing that. Just as the dreamer can never wake up from the dream, it needs something to make it wake up from that dream. Even though when the suffering or, going through the, either drowning or eaten by a tiger or a lion or anything, you will be suffering in the dream until you abandon the dream. Same is the case in our waking. Our suffering, happiness, and the experiences of the waking, we are unable to live while we are in the waking. That is why when the Upanishad like Mandukya analyzes our three states of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, we have a state where we are there, we know nothing, and that nothing do not have the consciousness of the body, the identification with the body, or the name, time, space, location, nothing is available. But knowing nothingness, that knowing nothingness cannot be denied. That is why when we wake up, we say that I knew nothing, I was in deep sleep. That means the waking was also absent, similar to the dream in that state. So what is the Tattvajnana which is being referred here? The Tattvajnana Udayad Urdhvam. After having the knowledge confirmed and conviction happening in ourselves as a reality, that is the time when we can Dehabhimanam will become Asattu. This we have to do in the waking. Why we have to do it in the waking? Because all the suffering, happiness, identification with the body of the physical body, the phenomenal world, and the experiences of the phenomenal world, everything is happening in our waking. Therefore, the release or the Tattvajnana or the reality of the phenomenon and the body in the phenomenal world and the experiences of the phenomenal world should be known in the phenomenal world. that while experiencing that what you are experiencing is unreal. You are the one who is knower right from the body in which the experiences are happening to the phenomenal world where they are the objects of the experience. So we identify the body as the subject and the phenomenal world as the object. But Tattvajnana is that knowledge where we know we are not the body. Forget about we knowing we are Atman or Brahman. Let us forget that word Atman and Brahman. They are of no use to us. But at least we know that we are not the body. Why? Because like any other object of the phenomenal world, this body is also an object for my knowledge. When I say for my knowledge, it is not the I which I am identifying with the physical body. Because when I said I knew nothing in my deep sleep, even that I, the individuality, which I was knowing as the waker and the dreamer or the whatever may be during the physicality of the phenomenal world, that individuality also was absent, but the knowing principle or the knowing nature of my original truth or reality was present in me to tell that I knew nothing. Neither I knew who am I, neither I knew what was the experiencing that was happening at that time, nor the waker or the dreamer were present in that experience when I was knowing it. I was present. Because if I had not been present, I will have to say I did not have deep sleep also. But that is not possible. I had deep sleep where I did not identify. I am Bindo. I am having a physical body. I am a location. I am my time, space, and the phenomenal world experiences. None of them were available, yet I cannot deny my own existence. My own knowing principle, where I knew nothing. The knowing of nothingness cannot be a void or a shunyata as per the other philosophical schools, because shunyata means even the one who says that I knew nothing should also not be there. But that was not the case. That is why in the Advaita Vedanta we say that we do not accept shunyata as that phenomenon, that state. It is knower knowing itself, not as a subject or an object, but as pure consciousness itself. Whether you call it as Atman or Brahman, that is a technical term used in the Upanishad. You can use either consciousness or awareness or knowing, whatever it is. But other than that, there was nothing. So whatever is vanished for experience is considered as non-existent. Just as the dream vanished, we call dream is non-existent. The waking vanished, so we call it as the waking world is also non-existent. This is why what is mentioned in the word in the sloka number 91. Let us glance at what Vidyaranya is saying, that Tadeva aha tattvam iti. Tattvam. Tadeva aha. That is what is called the tattvam or the reality. Jnānena sarva vyavahāra kārana ajñāna nivrittau Prārabdha abhava iti slogartha. Jnānena means knowledge about or the knowledge of that state. Which is that state? sarva vyavahāra kārana ajñāna nivrittau. Sarva means all sorts. That is the identification as a human being, my experiences as a dreamer, my experience as a waker, the waker's story of the waking, dream and deep sleep, the phenomenal world, all of them put together comes under sarva vyavahāra, means all transactional world. And tesham kārana, the cause for them to appear is ajñāna. The non-apprehension of the reality of the dream, waking and deep sleep. What is that reality? We will discuss later. But when it is not known, the dreamer appears, the dream world appears, the phenomena or the transaction of the world of dream takes place. Same case, when the waker reality is not, who am I in my waking? When I do not know, I become the waker with the body association, the individuality or the identification with the human nature, phenomenon of the world of experiences, transactional world, etc. And when the waker says, I was in deep sleep is considered as a phase or a state similar to dream and waking. So dream, waking and deep sleep are considered as, avastatraya or the phases of experiences. All the three are product of ignorance of the true nature of the one who is experiencing that. This is exactly what that Kaivalya Upanishad mantra says. Rishudamasu yad bhogyam bhokta bhogascha bhogyam cha yas bhavet. Ebhyo vilakshana sakshi chinmatroham sadashivam. Rishudamasu, three states. What are the three states? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Other than that, there is nothing else for me. Either I am in the dream, or I am in the waking, or I am in the deep sleep. And in each of those states, there are three aspects. The subject, the object, and the transaction. So, Trishu Damasu, in all the three states, Bhogyam, Bhokta, Bhogascha. These three, that is subject, object, and the transaction. Ebhyo Vilakshana Sakshi. Ebhyaha means all the 3 into 3, 9. The dreamer, dream world and the dream experience. The waker, the waking phenomena world and the experience. And the deep sleep, the experience of knowing nothingness and the individuality of the I who is in not knowing, considered to be having ignorance. So all the three into 3, 9 states. Ebhyo Vilakshana. Vilakshana means there are two meanings to it. Vilakshana means without the adjectives that I am the subject, I am the object, I am the transaction, one who is having transaction. That is the lakshana of the each of the states. So Vilakshana means without them. But also there is one more meaning, without any adjective. Whether it is waking, dream or deep sleep doesn't matter. Without any adjective or any qualification that I am the dreamer, or the waker or the deep sleeper. Ebhyo Vilakshanaha. And that is the time when I become the Sakshi. The witness who knows that I had dream, I am waking, I am at a deep sleep. There is some entity or some knowing principle which is witnessing the transformation from dream, waking to deep sleep. These three transformation is known by something. There is no I, because I am not the one who is knowing the waking, dream and deep sleep. Because the I in the waking is not there in the dream, because I became something else there. And the I which was there in the waking or the dream is not present in the deep sleep. So it is not the I which is the witness. There is a principle which is knowing the phenomenon of waking, dream and deep sleep happening. Vilakshana sakshi. Ebhyaha vilakshana. Standing apart from the three states and the three aspects in each of them, I am without them, and I myself do not have any qualification to say who I am, because I am neither the waker, nor the dreamer, nor the deep sleeper. But yet I know I am the one who knows that the dream, waking and the deep sleep as experiences or transactions or the phenomenality. So without that, Ebhyo vilakshana sakshi. Chit matram. Chit matram means chit matram. Chit is pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure knowing. Chin matram means there is nothing else. Chin matram. Sadashivam. Sadashivam means, Sada means always. Shivam means pure. Why pure? Because there is nothing other than that. The impurities will come when something other than that is there, yet it has the potency to know the three states. Then it is supposed to be impure. But this witness which was knowing that the three states and the three experiences of the transaction of each of those states, when I identify that as the true nature of the phenomena of the three world of happenings, I become the witness for it. And that witness is Chinmatra. It's a pure consciousness, awareness or knowing without a second one. That is why Sadashiva. Sadashiva means always pure. That means there is no second one to it, in it. So Advaitam. So Ajnana Nivrittau. When that is eradicated, that is the time when jnānena, by the true knowledge which takes place. Prārabdha abhava iti. So the Prārabdha means, let us put it in some way, that it is the cause and effect which we can attribute for the waking, for the birth and the death and the events happening in the consequences, time, space. There is a cause and effect. All those cause and effect are only in the waking. The cause and effect of the dream is different. The waker's cause and effect are not applicable for the dreamer. So what we call it as Prārabdha, or the cause and effect or the consequences, are absent in all the three. That is the meaning of each word when we analyze it properly. Padarthastu sputa eva. There is no separate requirement for the purpose of understanding anything. Ignorance is the root cause for the Prārabdha. When we do not know that our nature is pure awareness or pure consciousness, jīvanmukta avasti. When we identify that, then we are freed from the thinking that we are the jivas. So jīvanmukta is that state where we are freed from the thought that we are the jivas. And that is when we are thinking the jiva is due to the avidyā. And once knowledge dawns and the avidyā is eradicated by the knowledge, because the only antidote for ignorance is knowledge. So that ignorance which is thinking, making me think I am the body, I am the enjoyer of the consequences of the physical world, and I am the one who is going to dream, and I am the one who is into deep sleep. That three are not me, I am the witness beyond that. When that knowledge dawns, the avidyā nivritti happens, or the ignorance is nullified. All transactions which we had, whether it is waking, dream, or whatever it is basically becoming out of that ignorance of not knowing our true nature. That we are the vilakshana sakshi. We are the pure witness of nature of knowledge or consciousness. When that is understood, the waking, the dream, and the deep sleep becomes unreal. And when in the absence of, when we say that absence of reality for the waking, dream, and deep sleep, the Prārabdha or the cause and effect also is not there for the one who is sleeping. The teaching uses Prārabdha in the initial stages to get us eradicated of this ignorance. Otherwise, that teaching is not required. It is just like telling the waves which you are seeing to the person who is touching the waves at the seashore. To him, the other person says, these waves which are touching your leg is nothing but the water which is called the ocean. You call it as waves because you feel that they are separate and coming and touching your feet. But when you are when you are standing there and when the sand is flowing under your feet also, all that is there is nothing but the water which is in the form of the sea, which itself is in the form of the waves. The waves and the water and the ocean are not different. Same way, the dreamer, the dream, the waker, the waking world, the sleeper, the sleeping world, and everything is nothing but the consciousness. And that consciousness or the awareness is what is there all the time. And there, the feeling of the individuality when takes place due to ignorance that there is a plate called an individuality. Just like there is a jar apart from the mud or ornaments apart from the gold. When we think that, the jar becomes utilitarian value. Same way, this physical body becomes of utilitarian value for physically experiencing and transacting in the phenomenal world of waking. That we are the physical body which is transacting in the physical world or the phenomenal world. But we are not the physical body. We are the consciousness which is knowing the body, which is knowing the phenomenal world. In that knowledge, the knowledge appears as the individual, the knowledge appears as the phenomenal world. And what appears as the phenomenal world and what appears as the physical body is not different from that pure awareness. If you remove this awareness, show me where the physical body can exist and show me where the phenomenal world can exist. If there is no awareness or consciousness or knowing taking place. When your knowing or consciousness became dream itself, your waking vanished. One form of knowing to another form of knowing. from gold becoming a tiara or a bangle or a garland or a necklace. The necklace, when it became a bangle, the bangle is there, the necklace has gone, or the bangle has gone, it has become the necklace. But when it is moving from bangle to necklace, what is moving is nothing but gold. Same way, what we feeling is going from waker to dream is nothing but the consciousness or awareness, which was experiencing as the waker, now experiencing as the dreamer, now experiencing as the deep sleeper. But when neither the waker, dream or deep sleep is not there, what is my pure nature is that I am the witness. I am that pure witness which is beyond the experientialities of the dream, waking and the deep sleep. The 92nd verse is Karma janmandariyam tat prārabdham iti kirtitam tattu janmandara bhavat pumso naivasti karhichit. A very simple sloka. Janmandariyam, acquired in the previous life. Yat karma prārabdham iti kirtitam. So that prārabdha, what was referred in the sloka in the previous 90 and 91, is nothing but what has been acquired from the previous life as prārabdha. That is, what you carried as your knowledge or memory from yesterday for the functioning of today. That is called prārabdha. Yesterday you made the dinner, you made a lunch box ready for going to office today. Or you made preparations ready so that you can start the cooking in the morning. So all the actions what you did yesterday, when it is now being utilized, that is called prārabdha. Now this is extrapolated to those who think that there is birth and death, that this birth is from the actions of the last birth. So that is why the prārabdham is being told that it is simply that the previous actions becomes prārabdha for the subsequent actions. Tattu, that, mean that prārabdha. Janmandara abhavat pumso naiva evasti karhichi. One who knows that there is no yesterday, today, or previous life and this life in reality, all that is what is there is the sakshi, the witness, who knows the waking to dream, to wake, deep sleep, happening again and again, or birth to going from one birth to another birth to another birth. It is the sakshi. What is that? So when the janmandara abhavat, one who knows that these things are not really happening, pumsaha naiva asti karhichit. To such a person, there is nothing called prārabdha. This is the summary of the verse number 92. Vidyaranya also is not dealing much. Idanim prārabdham shabdam vyutpadayan uktam upasamharati. Is concluding or summing up the word prārabdha, deriving the meaning of the word prārabdha, how it is being taught in the Shastra. Karma iti. Tatra karma trividam sanchita kriyamana prārabdham vedad. In the Shastra, in the Vedas, they are talking about the three type of karmas. That is, sanchita means accumulated. Kriyamana what is being presently performed. Prārabdha, the cause with which the present actions are being performed. That means what is being presently done is kriyamana, which is the consequences of prārabdha. Prārabdha is whatever you have prepared or whatever you have done in the previous period. That is what is the definition, sir. Tanmadhye bhavi deha arhakam sanchitam. Tanmadhye, among these, bhavi deha, the future body, karma arhabhagam sanchitam. What initiates the present action, kriyamana? Whatever present karma, what is that which triggers present action is called, is the reason why, which is called sanchitam. And tada vartamane deha nirvartya kriyamanam, the prārabdham tu vartamana deha arhavagam. So prārabdha is the one which is causing the activity for now. Now what I am doing is kriyamana, or the present actions. And what is there for bhavi, for the future, that is called sanchitam. That means whatever is to come later for me to work. Suppose after having gone to the office, I have to return back to home. To return back home is a consequence of having gone to the office. Or having gone to sleep, we wake up. Or having dead from this body, we occupy another body. These are the way in which it is being explained in the Shastra. But in reality, one who knows that these things are prārabdham eva na bhavati karhechit. There is nothing called this in reality. It is only for the purpose, those who think that these things are happening in reality. That means the one who thinks that the pot is real, apart from the mud, and for him the pot is a reality and he need to be educated. The pot is there, no shape, the name and the form, or everything is there, utility is there, you can fill water, you can grain, or whatever is there, utility is there, but it is all nothing but in reality mud only. You remove the mud and show me the pot. The pot cannot be shown without the mud. Same way, we removing the consciousness, awareness or knowing from any aspect of waking, dream and deep sleep. Can any one of those experiences remain? And they can never remain there for us to transact. Therefore, this is coming purely from the point of view of ignorance. They are absolutely not real and they are called relational for the purpose of, and it is all based on the ajātivāda, because janma eva nasti na jayate mriyate va kadachit, Bhagavad Gita says, or even the 7th mantra of the Mandukya says that Nanda prajnam na bahi prajnam na veda prajnam na prajnam na prajnam na prajnana ghanam achintyam avyaktam anantarupam avyavaharyam prapanchopashamam shantam shivam advaitam. All those things are statements are very clearly saying that this awareness is not really becoming anything. You cannot say it is inside, not in outside, not inside the jar, outside the jar, the space, like the space. Inside the jar there is space, outside the jar there is space. The body of the jar is space. Now remove the space. Can there be anything called a jar in the space? No. Same is the case when we remove our consciousness, awareness or knowing. There can never be a waking dream or deep sleep for us. It is not there for us. In reality, it is not happening. Then why are I experiencing it? Who is experiencing? It is the waker, the dreamer, and the deep sleeper who are all experiencing. The witness, Ebhyo Vilakshana Sakshi, the one who is knowing that these experiences are happening, but not in reality. In that, is there anything really happening? But it appears to be happening. Why should it appear to be happening? Esha Ishasya Swabhavaha. That is the nature of consciousness. It is the nature of water to be the waves. It is the nature of the water to be dropping as rain. It is the nature of water to appear as ice. But water has not undergone any change. It has become the waves, the rain, the snow, etc. All the time, the water is water only. Same way, ajātivāda says that, na anyo dharmo asti samsare. In the Mandukya Kārikā, Gauḍapāda says that there is no dharma, samsara. All we think then, no, dharmo rakshati rakshita. This is due to this dharma has to be protected, that dharma has to be protected. Because in the Purva Mimamsa or the earlier portion of the Shastra, it talks about this. And that is the place where the birth and rebirth is also being discussed about. Na anyo dharmo asti samsare. Or he says that, na nirodho na cha utpatti. There is nothing to be negated. What will you negate when there is only one? You cannot negate consciousness with consciousness. That is the shunyavada state. You say shunyam. The shunyam cannot be known if the knower also becomes shunyam. Same is the case. Na nirodha. What are you going to negate? You don't have to negate. The world is not to be negated. Let the world be there. Let dream be there. Let the deep sleep be there. Only think that you are not the waker. You are not the dreamer. You are not the deep sleeper. You are the witness who knows that these things are happening. Let anything happen. This waking, what is happening in this body, is the same knower which is seeing this another body is happening, another body is sleeping, or another body is dreaming. The knowledge in which this dreamer, dreaming, waking is not getting categorized. Just as the space, one pot is filled with water, one pot is filled with oil, one pot is filled with air. Doesn't make the space different. Whether it is water, oil, or the space gas which is filled in each one of them, the space remains untouched by what is being filled in it. Same way, the consciousness is remaining untouched, whether it is in the waking, dream, or deep sleep. I am not the waker, I am not the dreamer, I am not the deep sleeper, I am the sakshi, I am the witness to that. I am not even I, which I can say of this body. Because when this body is not there, I am also not there. Because the I amness is related to this body. So when I am saying I am not the waker, dreamer, or deep sleeper, I am even out of my own I-ness, the individuality with which I am associating with this body. So that is why in reality, Vyavahāra na vidyare, na cha nirodho, na utpatti. Utpatti means the experiences of the world. I'll take one more verse, the 93rd verse. Swapnadeho yadha dhyastha tatai vayam hi dehakaha. Adhyastastasya kuto janma, janma bhave hi kutat kutaha. Yatha swapnadehe adhyastaha, just as how we become dreamers, it is superimposed on the knowledge or the awareness. There is no real dream, there is nothing which is real in the dream. We know that it was an experience in awareness. Tadahi ayam dehaka. Exactly this waking is also similar. Adhyastha eva. It is also superimposed. Just as the dream is superimposed, the waking is also superimposed on that awareness. Janma abhave janma kuto bhavati. There is no birth or there is no real creation of the phenomenal world or the individuality. Because when I became the waker, I created the waking. I means not the waker, but that consciousness itself became the waker and the phenomenal world in the waking. Just as when this consciousness or awareness became the dreamer, he became the dreamer as well as the dream world and the experiences of the dream world. So, but they are all unreal. Therefore, janma abhave kuto janma sambhavati. And when the birth is not there, how can there be prārabdha or the consequences of action? They're all illusion. In the absence of not knowing the fundamental reality, tattvam, the world is projected, the waking, the dreamer and the deep sleeper is projected, the individuality is projected. Everything is nothing but a projection, nothing but an appearance in consciousness, awareness, or in our own nature. It's our nature, not the waker's nature, not the dreamer's nature, not the deep sleeper's nature, but our nature when I am knowing the waking, deep sleep and the dreaming is a phenomenon happening in my consciousness or in my awareness. I become the witness, and that witness is pure awareness, because there is nothing other than that. Tadashivam. Ebhyo vilakshanat sakshi. These are all not present in that awareness, but the awareness appears to have become the dreamer, dream world, waker, waking world, etc. Just as the water appeared to be the one which had become the rain, which had become the snow, or which is becoming the waves, the water is now understood as one and the same. Same way, the waking experience, the dreaming experience, the deep sleep experience, all experiences are nothing but consciousness or awareness, which is thinking itself to be the waker, the dreamer, or the deep sleeper. So we will take the 94th verse, the next class, which is on Monday. I will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you. I'm raising the hands. Open, everyone can.
I've opened it, Bindu.
If you have any question. Okay, thank you, Prakash.
Thank you, Bindu. Hand raising
Thank
is
you.
open. If there's any questions, please come up.
Okay. I don't think anybody has questions. Yes. This repetition, as Vinod was telling in the last class, it's again and again. Shastra never gets tired by telling this again and again. But still, our dehavimana doesn't go. Even after having heard and without doubts, we still remain where we are started before the class as what we are now. Namaste, Ganesh.
Okay.
Namaste, Bindoji.
Namaste, Ganesh. Good morning.
Or good evening there. I don't know.
No, it's a good afternoon here.
Okay. After listening to all these things every day in every session, as you were mentioning towards the end, Vinod's comments in the last class, and every day we feel the same thing. Before the class and after the class, the Dehabhimana will rush and we will rush into the transactional world. And the essence of all these talks will be giving samadhana for the sufferings or whatever comes out of the transactional world as a result on this mind. And finally, the only perhaps solution for remembering or having the smriti of these things by listening, and that is Shravanamanana Nididhyasana. Perhaps that is the only thing that should be hammering the fact that we are consciousness. But what I feel is, all through the experiences of our life, this sanchita karma, prārabdha karma, and when you are telling it is all for the transactional world, and as such there is nothing. Karma itself is an illusion.
Yes.
Is it the thing that you said?
Yeah, everything is an illusion in the sense that, see, this is Ganesh where we have to understand that. We know the dream was real when we were dreaming. You cannot deny that.
Yeah.
But when we were dreaming, we knew that it had some experiences, the dreamer, the dream world, everything is there. Where did that appear from? If they were real, they should have been available even after I stopped dreaming. Somebody should be dreaming and coming and telling me. Suppose I dreamt you in my dream, and when we meet sometime, then you come again and say that yes, in that dream we discussed like this, and then you come and say that you gave me food. That food was good. But when we meet, we say that, no, that was a dream. The food was, you gave me food and all, but I know it is not real. This is what we talk. Maybe I will say, oh, did you dream? I gave you food in the dream? Because I don't know. Because I never dreamt. You dreamt like that. My dream was different. I dreamt where you asked me a question and I replied. I never felt that I gave you food. You dreamt that you had food from my hand. Okay? Now, these experiences, both of us know, are not real. Both of us know they are nothing but in awareness or in consciousness, they appear to be real at the time of experiencing. The same has to be done for the waking. In this waking, now I am talking to you. You are the one who is listening and I am the one who is talking. Actually speaking, both you and me and the talking, all of them are nothing but effects of awareness only. you are awareness, I am awareness, and that what we are experiencing is also awareness or consciousness. Apart from that, you are not real, I am not real. Because when we shift ourselves to awareness, which happens in the deep sleep, assuming that both of us went to the deep sleep simultaneously, I will not have Ganesh Prasad also there. This teaching is also not there. I am also not there. Nothing will be there. But I cannot say I am not there. I cannot deny my own existence there. But I as Bindo is not there. You as Ganesh Prasad is also not there. But we have that experience to tell that how is the reality when the projections do not take place. That experience of deep sleep is only for example purpose. We should know that whatever may be that nature of our true nature in the deep sleep, not the individual, there is no individuality at that time. That one is the reality for you, for me, for everyone, the phenomenal world, the dream world, the deep sleep world, all the time, every time. That is the truth. Neha nanasti kinchana. There is nothing other than that. But when Monday morning when you come for your class, there will be Ganesh Prasad listening, there will be Bibindo talking, there will be the 94th verse which will be discussed. All those things will appear to be coming back into life for us, for the same consciousness. There is no your consciousness or my consciousness separate at the time when we are not associating with the waking. But in the waking, you will feel that you have consciousness, I will feel I have consciousness. It is just like the two jar will be thinking that I have space inside me and the other jar thinking that I have space inside me. But otherwise the space is neither that one jars or other jars. You move one, interchange both the jars. Do you think the space also interchanged? No. It is in space that the interchange took place. Same way, in awareness, I become Ganesh Prasad and you become Bindo. And you start teaching me, I'll listen to you. That is how it is. To disassociate from the body. Yeah, tell me.
So all the antidotes are needed only in the waking state.
Yes, absolutely. Because our problems are in the waking. No.
Waking, yeah. Because transaction is happening and it is extremely difficult to escape from that.
Yeah. Actually, there are only two, Ganesh, there are only two aspects of it. When awareness or consciousness or Brahman, Atman, whatever it is, in its pure state, there is nothing.
Nothing, yes.
It is in its pure state. But when that decides to, when it is Swabhava, to become the dreamer, it creates the dream world and the dreamer and the dream experiences. In the dream, Ganesh Prasad also comes, Bindu also comes, Prakash also will come, the world will be there, everything that dream. Same way in the waking also it will do. But in the waking, Ganesh Prasad will say, my dream, it was unreal. Bindo will say, my dream was unreal. Prakash will say, his dream was unreal. But it is unreal. What is unreal in that one? The world of dream, the dreamer is unreal, the world of dream is unreal, the experience of the dreaming is unreal, but the knowledge or the awareness in which the dream took place is not unreal. That is why you are not able to not deny that I did not dream. I did not have waking. I did not have deep sleep. You cannot deny that. Because the one which cannot be denied is the pure awareness. That is what we are.
So, Bindoji, my question is, another thought that comes to me. All dreams are very, very individualistic. Whatever transactions happen in the dream, as you said, when we wake up, we can share our dreams in the waking state. But you're telling that even in the waking state also, it is very individualistic, but we are thinking that we are transacting, but this is also another projection.
Absolutely. The dream you think you are seeing and the dream I think I am seeing is separate and you are seeing separate. But when you look from the point of view of the absolute Atma or Brahman or a consciousness point of view, you are not separate, I am not separate.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Think about it.
Yeah.
We have to affirm it. You have to disassociate that you are the waker. The waker is an experience as unreal as the dream, and let it happen. I am untouched by them. The what you call Sitoshna Sukha Dukke, this thing, no?
Yes.
Jaya Jayo, Parajayo. Nothing of these things are happening. Na bandhur, na mitro, na gurur, na iva shishyo, chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham.
Perhaps this is the only thought this is the only thought, and this is the only, as you said, you have to affirm that, and you have to, that affirmation, self-affirmation of not being all these traits and the Sakshi Bhava, that very state of mind or that very thought, it gives some kind of energy, that there is some kind of a movement on the physical level, Bindoji. Why
that is also part of the unreality.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Because who is having that? The waker.
Body, yes, waker.
Yeah. So that is also part of that. That is why I say people talk about experiences, like seeing 1,000 suns or, honey flowing down from the top or nectar flowing down from any experience. What you call it is in your awareness. You are separate from that.
Yeah.
You are the knower.
Thank you, Bindoji.
Thank you, Ganesh. Prakash, you'll close. Anything else?
Sure, Bindoji. So thank you. Thanks everyone for coming, and thank you, Bindoji, for offering us this. So the next session is on Monday, right? Monday at 6:30.
Yes.
IST.
Right.
Thank you, Bindoji.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you, Ganesh, Andy, Revati, Shobha, Bharat, Satya, and Santosh. Thank you for being there. We'll see you all on Monday. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.